want no cowards in our camp, that'll let their colors fly.
I.S.U.P.K. 53rd Annual Lord Passover.
53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida.
It's going down.
You're here tonight to get a chance to be righteous enough to be worthy of God coming to save you.
That's right.
It's going down. The Lord's 53rd Annual Passover.
When we say we no cowards, we stop that business. We no cowards up in here.
Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, the IHG Hotel, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
Counsel for all your dishes, pots, and sports knives.
I kind of like this. This is like an apartment and a hotel room. You know what I mean? Yeah. This here right here is about to be holy ground. It's going to be holy ground. All our beautiful, wonderful brothers and sisters from all over the world. You understand? We can boast that now. Brothers and sisters coming not only from every state, but from all over the world. I heard the numbers this year is ridiculous. We had to buy out the whole hotel.
Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
My camp undefeated. You cannot debate. You just want the clout. We just want the grades. I'm just trying to get it.
This is going to be glorious.
We don't give a fuck. You can see it in our faces. Got it out the mud. Straight up out the base.
The mic now.
You never mute it in the future, right? Just don't touch, because it does it on its own. It's just an extra step you don't have to do, all right? So we're good. Let's clap it up. All right. All right. Tonight, y'all, I know you'll fight. When was the game? Last weekend? You're about to fight tonight again. You're about to rehash that whole cowboy nonsense that you all was into over the past weekend or week or whatever it was. All right. But Quash, just keep an eye on that chat for them Russian bots. And make sure and get rid of them. Don't leave them there to post foolish websites and all of that. And questions. Any questions that come in?
Sir.
All right, please. All right. Any questions in the room? Oh, y'all know the Bible. Oh, y'all some smart Hebrews. Y'all know everything, huh? Y'all know everything. Okay.
Sloppy, I got one. Sloppy, can I get a better breakdown on what is it? The scripture we're paraphrasing from right now, where it says we're in perilous times, and it goes into each attribute of the people that are being those times.
Say that again.
The perilous times scripture, where it starts to name like the unholy, ungrateful.
You have to pull it from
counsel.
I really ain't. I'm not. It's not ringing a bell. It sounds like it's a few scriptures you're talking about. All right, you might have to pull it for me.
All
right. Anybody else?
Counselor, can you
also too, Bakwash, let me know what time you out of room.
I can do 9. I can do 9, Counselor.
9, okay. No, sir, that's too hard. Go ahead.
How do I was watching Joe Muhammad's class, and he had made mention of something like kind of like in passing, how he was saying and he was talking in this context of a man and a woman, and it was saying whoever that person was before they came into the truth, that was the past person. That person is dead. So you really he was saying it was spiritual to see it as that person is dead, and whoever this person you're dealing with right here is a whole new person.
Right.
How can we see it that way when there's stuff that we've done before we've come into the truth that could affect us now? For instance, just going off of just for instance, like if I were to before I came in the truth, I was a bank robber. I came in the truth, I'm a new person, but then that past could come up and catch up to me. Okay. How do we get past something of that?
When you say get past it, what do you mean?
How do you deal with it? Like if I'm courting somebody and then they don't, that person, I'm not a bank robber anymore, but then if I'm about to marry the sister and then all of a sudden that past catches up with me, now I'm going to jail for the rest of my life.
Okay, the past catches up with you, meaning you never got caught for the bank robberies then.
Concept.
But now you're getting caught for the bank robberies now.
Con. And
what is okay? I give him the whole thing. I can kind of leaving it vague. You're leaving for me to put my spin on it. Come on. So whatever you did in the past, it's coming up now.
Concept.
And then what?
It's not how you deal with it, but how do you relate that to someone that is how do you bring that up when you're like we go into a courtship? How do you talk about, hey, there's a possibility that these charges are not going to go away if they actually catch up with me?
Okay, so
are you ready to deal with those consequences?
So your question is more so the courtship situation, not so much. Okay, the courtship situation for a man or a woman. I mean, sisters have passed too, right? It could easily be the other way around. One, I strongly advise you, or any brother or sister in here, to get somebody in the truth. It's just easier. It's not easy. It's not a cakewalk, but it's easier.
Right.
There's some things that is just you're not going to have to deal with, right? That's one. There's a certain understanding that's there. There's a mutual understanding that's there. That's two. Three, from that understanding, you're going to have someone who understands that you have a past just like they have a past, versus somebody you're courting somebody in the world, they don't have a past because they're still that person. So whoever you were, that's who you are to them, because they ain't in the process of changing, so they're not going to get what you saying. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's the first thing. Now let's say I'm assuming this scenario is somebody in the world, or this is just either or.
No, it's somewhat like both parties are in the truth, and they have something that could potentially that is life altering.
It's life altering, but it's from the past.
Kind.
Okay, so okay, both of them in the truth, something could happen from each side's past, either or, whether it be a criminal background. Give me some other examples from what you're talking about.
Criminal background. Let's say someone has a child, and that other party comes in and just tries to wreck everything.
Okay.
That outside party tries to come in and just wreck everything, when at the time that person wasn't in the picture at all.
Okay, that part is a little different, because in here, even if you speaking from the point of view of a brother with a sister, correct? So now in here, if you are a brother and you're going to court this sister, right, and she's in the school, she may have a child, it's advisable, of course, based, okay, each scenario is different. This is not how it's going to be across the board, but it's advisable to call that brother before the courtship starts. More than likely, you would call him, or whoever her camp leader or, you know, one of the generals would call and establish that the brother does not want this girl anymore. Even if he's in the world, he's still entitled to a woman who he, you know, has sex with and he claims is his. You get the point? She could be in the truth and she could not want to be him because in her mind, he's unworthy or he's not like these men, and she wants a brother in here. In here, that thing don't roll like that. That's his woman until he says it's not. He shouldn't put her away, but of course, we don't have no power over this brother. We can't tell him what to do, as opposed to in here when a man could tell you, brother, you cannot divorce that woman, right, and you can't disobey that order, or else, you break one, you're gonna break all. Right. So that's how it would start. Now, if it is he still claim her, if it is now, it's going to be a little bit more intrusive as to, okay, well, when last they were together, how long ago they were intimate, that type of thing. You might find out that, brother, she had sex with him 3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. But in her mind, that's a long time. But in here, that's, that's nothing. It's nothing, right? Which is why the 6 months rule is 6 months to 1 year. 6 months to 1 year, she ain't been with a man. Now you can really start to consider. You get the point? Okay. So for the sake of she has a child and you still interested in her, usually most of the times, most brothers, they hear that child is like, nah, and stuff right there. That there's too much bullshit for me. I ain't dealing with that. This nigga walking in here looking like somebody else and is going to hate me. Why the fuck would I deal with that shit? Mm-hmm. You get the point? Okay. But I get you. Israel is bad. I see how the sisters dress. She post the picture. She hit them angles like Drake. She catch it. You want her. No problem. It happens. You're going to get the counsel, brother. Don't do it. Brother, don't do it. It's a lot. There's extra shit you're going to have to deal with. That baby father, now that you there, he's going to be calling more. You get the point? It could happen like that. It doesn't always happen. Majority of the times, it's a mess. It's a whole goddamn mess, which is why in the first place, the Lord doesn't want divorce, because it's a mess. So most of the times, brothers would not pursue. But of course, because of the Facebook and the Instagram, she's able to seduce you more than she would. She has to work less. Like if it wasn't for social media, she would have had to do what? How would she get you interested?
She would have to come in contact with you. You have to be able to see you.
But how would she make you interested?
Flash a little leg.
Nothing here. I hope not. Nothing here. If that make you interested in here, brother, then you have a problem and she have a problem. You get the point? What would she have to do in here to make you interested? Shabbat?
Get in touch with the camp leader.
She had to get in contact with the camp leader. That's the most direct way. There's another way.
Bible works and
give me some more.
Be in Proverbs 31.
Be in Proverbs 31. Pull it. You're absolutely right.
Concept.
Meaning what? Every barbecue, she just, happened to always bringing you drinks and laying the napkin down by it. She just happened to do. No, you had to be a little bit less carnal to notice that shit. That's not a leg. You get the point? That's not a whole leg open out with the kneecap and the ankle and the calf. You had to be a little bit less carnal to notice that as soon as the cup reached down to here, she writes, Salaki, so did you want some more? But she ain't flirting, but she always there serving. She always there doing what? What she would do in the house with you. You gotta be a little bit less carnal to notice it. And she would hope that you notice the shit. And that would mean more than a leg. But thanks to Facebook, she don't got to do that shit no more. She ain't got to do that shit. She just got to take 100 pictures and chances are one of them going to be so good, it'll get 300 likes and you'll be there. You get the point? It's a little bit different. She'll work a little more. She'll do her work. She'll show her quality. She'll make over time as you observing her, because of course what? Marriage is for life. over time, as you're observing her, you're gonna be like, hey, yeah, no, I want to see that leg. You get the point? Versus I see the leg and you're going somewhere else. So that's how it would be in that situation. You know what I mean? It's either she, you know, her virtue is what gonna make you notice her, or she'll tell her camp leader, which would be like her father, and the father will contact your father or you, depending on your rank, directly, and you could either say yay or nay, right? So in that scenario, you would be briefed up front. Again, if it is she has a child, you're gonna have to contact the brother, depending on her situation. Sometimes she has a child, the child's a little bit older, the brother's dead. You get the point? Or out of the picture totally. He's been gone since, you know, the text message, I'm late. He's been gone since that, never seen. Usually it's unfortunate, but usually those situations are better because you don't have to deal with somebody else. You don't have to, you might have to get on the phone with him sometime. You talking to a man who his son or daughter is running around in the house. You get the point? You gotta have a certain amount of deadness in your mind for that shit, because of course he ain't gonna be talking to you with honor because he in the world. And you there with somebody who used to be his woman and his child is in the house, the average brother gonna lose his mind. So when he talking to you, he ain't gonna be talking to you all respectful and shit like that. And it takes every ounce of strength in you to not curse him out on the phone. You got to understand his situation. But you chose this woman. You get the point? You chose to be with her. So how you can get mad with her now for that shit? You wanted the leg, right? You like that leg, right? You ever see in the Caribbean, if you love the cow, you have to accept the calf. You know? Yeah, you get the point? If you like the cow, you better like the calf too. If you don't want the calf, then don't get the cow. You get the point? So in that situation, that's how that will be stopped. What you talk about with the criminal record, now with the criminal record, sometimes, okay, it might be something that neither of you know, and it might be something that's discovered later on. In that situation, if it's a courtship, remember, courtship is not marriage.
Right.
A courtship is y'all exploring each other verbally, right? Talking to each other, checking out each other's spirit to see if you want to commit for life. So now, if something comes up where either party does not want to deal with this any further, you could just make it known, because the courtship is not binding. There's nothing binding in a courtship. It's, you know, we figuring it out, right? It's better to find out things early. Why?
There's no roots planted.
Yeah, because, you know, as time goes on, the emotional attachment gets there, and emotions cloud your judgment. Get the point? Emotions will make you grow a tolerance that you would not have if you had no emotion attached. If you was not emotionally attached, your tolerance would be here. But because you like that leg, and you like that voice on the end of the phone, and she like how you talk to her, now the tolerance, it grows a little bit more. So now if there's something where this could be a deal breaker for you, this could be something where you ain't sure you want to put all that energy into it, and you're not wrong for that. You're not evil, you're not wrong. It's you know, it's buying a house. You know, this house is nice, but the foundation is bad. Why the hell would I buy a house with a bad foundation to go spend what, 40,000 to fix it later? I'll pass. You get the point? So now you want to find out those things early. Now sometimes you can't find out those things earlier. Sometimes you might find it out because that might be something the person is dealing with their whole time in the truth. From the 90 days, they've been getting counsel, talking to the parole officer, probation officer. They, you know, go into the case bouncing back and forth with appeals. And then, you know, you courting somebody and it's getting serious, and boom, you got to go do 3 to 5. That's the best the lawyer could give you. Then what? For either person, then what? What's the first thing that you should consider?
that I might not be here in the near future. Like I have this pending case, and it could go left for me.
Okay. No, that's it. It's reached to the point you have to go to jail. Right? You're in the truth. You have a name. You done been to camp. You done teaching. But something from your old man is, you still owe a debt. So now you might hear, you got to do a little stretch. You could be out in 3, worst case 5. Then what? And this could be for man or woman. Then what?
This is after you then present that to.
Well, it comes up. Once again, this is something that came up, right? Because this person dealing with this all the way through. Sometimes they don't know it's there, and it comes up later on, and it could put an undue strain on the whole thing. Now where you going? Which direction are we going?
It's like, if I may, it would be best to just go ahead and be a eunuch and study even more. And
you sure? You sure?
That's how I would look at it.
And you ain't wrong for that. Oh no, I'm gonna pass on that to what you ain't wrong for that if you decide, she ought to go and do some 3 years. You're done, right? You break the courtship, right? You end it, no problem. Anybody else? Y'all don't take me too far away from this NFL. It's a lot. y'all got me doing, you know what I mean? Dr. Phil Walker right now.
Salaki, if I may too, the second part of that, if this is a woman that is in the truth, and y'all both walking that walk, it can also be good to be that support, to keep her in the truth. So when she would come out, she would still have that faith and that support, moral support as well.
Okay. I hear you, Casanova. I hear you. I got 2 cups, one for the Chiefs and one for the boys. You figure out which one is which. All right. That's one way to look at it, and you wouldn't be wrong if you want to do it. Nobody want to say. Ain't no sweat. It happened or not. It's done happened already. It's done happened already. There's a brother who came into school full out in the Passover 3-4 years ago. And then old man shit came up. And that's the best the lawyer could do, and he had to go sit down for about 3 years. And a brother went into prison and raised up brothers in prison, had the Sabbath service, and came right back out and, got a few wives up in here now. Got stronger in the truth, in the prison. I couldn't understand this shit. He was in counsel in prison. Get the point? What's his name? Zion in Tennessee. Him. The other brother, Mashamar. But I think Mashamar was out first. There's, shit caught up. Right? And then as he went in, he's an officer with 500 now. 50. I think he got bumped and all. I think he got moved. I think he got moved to 500. So he got a few troopers up in there. And from what I hear, and the warden ready to give him the whole goddamn prison. You get the point? So it could happen. You understand? It could happen. What you're describing is absolutely not far-fetched. Go ahead.
Counsel, there's a brother that's in Hebrew Academy in lockdown right now.
That's what I'm talking about, Mashamah. Right? That's exactly who we're talking about. Right? So the thing could happen. You get the point? Forget about sisters. There's some sisters in here. The old woman would have ski mask your ass and took you for everything. And you would never know them. Some of them you're liking the pics and the posts and all kind of shit. Shalom, sis. Shalom says, oh, says that's so strong. You don't know she'll crack the Glock on your ass. You don't know that. And you don't need to know that.
Yeah, good.
Right? So then what do you do? Right, give me the precept on one. What would you do?
Sir. Salaki, if I may, is it Proverbs 31?
Okay, not that part. That part is good. That part is more so for what Bukwash was first talking about with how the sister get a brother's attention without having so much access to social media or so much reliance on social media. Social media is everything right now. It's every goddamn thing. There's no touch without it.
Right.
All right. But then there's a precept specifically for this scenario and really any scenario. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Yeah, that's good for your life in the truth and in service of Christ. This is something else, though. This is something else. Remember, a marriage is not. You don't have to get married, but you have to endure till the end.
Right.
You get the point? So it's different. Anybody else?
It's like, what's the question, sir?
I want the precept for Bukwash was asking different scenarios. If you're old, you have something in your past that you already done step away from, but you're coming into the truth now, and you've been in the truth, and you in a courtship, right? And it's for man or woman, and the old man or woman catches up to you. Either the charges come back, some dumb shit happen, you may have to go sit down. It could be life altering. It could be a child situation and the father comes back in, or something that could throw a wrench into the courtship. Give me the scripture for how would you first approach it? It's in the Bible. Oh, give me two. I'll take two because some of you might call the second one first. I'll take two. Because you found the history I wanted.
Concert.
That's too wild.
It's a lot of cowboy memes, not a lot of chief memes.
That's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about that. I'll take the cowboy memes. I need the cowboy fans and the chief fans, though. I need somebody who wrecked the TV. And somebody who painted their house red because of the Chiefs. All right. Who are my precepts? Who know what I'm talking about? Anything in the online?
Live. No questions online, sir.
No. Anybody answer any question online?
Live, sir.
God damn. Shit, the question ain't that hard.
Romans 6:6.
Let me hear you.
This is the book of Romans 6, chapter 6, verse 6. Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed, that henceforth we should not serve sin. Verse 7, for he that is dead is free from sin. Verse 8, now if we be dead with Christ, we believe that we shall also live with him.
Okay. How would you apply it? What are you trying to say with it?
With so like with this, what I'm trying to say with this is, far as the old man, we know that we had sin as the old man. So we knew
old woman,
and as us going forward to try to be righteous, knowing that Christ also was a righteous man without sin, changing that life to follow his footsteps. Okay. You're gonna have that. What's the word I'm looking for? You're just gonna have that the better end of the stick.
Okay. This is a good scripture for the topic. All right. This here is to reassure the brother or the sister of each other and themselves that, listen, that old man is dead. If these charges come back, ain't nobody looking at you like you the felon or you the criminal. the old man, and we're gonna fight that because you not that person anymore. But this world does not recognize that. This world does not honor that type of change. You understand? You could change. You could go on an operation and become and go from Paul to Paulina, and the world would recognize that shit and would recognize you as a woman now. But you cannot change from an old man to a new man as a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indigenous people. The world does not recognize that. Right. You get the point? Okay. So now if it comes back, you're just going to have to deal with it and be prepared to deal with it. But now to fight that demon that might make you start thinking, man, no matter how hard I try, I'm just a criminal. That scripture is good for it. Because the old man is dead. He's dead. This is just, just like if you bury a loved one, an aunt or uncle, a father or a mother. You might bury them, and then debt collectors come to you for their debt. Mm-hmm. What you gonna do? You gotta pay their debt. Okay. Yeah, I mean, nobody ain't looking at you funny, but it's a dead person's debt you're paying, and that's that. Mm-hmm. You get the point? Okay. So that's good, but I want the other two. I'm gonna give you it for time's sake, all right? Unless anybody want to take another shot. Go ahead.
Ephesians 4:22.
Let me hear you.
Come on, counsel.
All right, because check the chat to make sure anybody ain't typing any questions. All right? Or answer, Salaki. Let me hear your Ephesians out.
Mm-hmm. Kagara Moth has Proverbs 24:16.
What does that say?
For a just man falleth 7 times and rises up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief.
Okay, that's not good for this, because that would say that somebody who gets some jail time, who done left the world, is wicked. Right. When that's not what this is talking about. This is talking about as you come in the truth and you doing dumb shit as a young man or young woman. You doing dumb shit, but you getting checked, and then you're doing what? Coming right back. Right. Coming right back. That shows you're a just man or woman because you fell several times, but you're able to come back. But a wicked person would fall once and disappear because they fall into wickedness, into mischief. Right. You get the point? They'll never ever come out of it because they fell into that. Mm-hmm. But somebody who is just is struggling and plowing away and left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. That person is just they need a lot of checking, a lot of correction. You get the point? So that's not good for that situation. Come on.
What was that scripture?
That was Proverbs 24:16.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
And the sister from Sarah Rana Yahanna says, Salaki Cap, my husband Zion Banyamyam, officer of 1,000 in Mississippi, not Tennessee.
Mississippi. Salakia says Salakia. Salakia. I'm from up north. I'm one of them free niggas. I ain't one of them slaves. I'm joking. I ran north with what's her name? With Harriet. I ran up north with an F with Harriet. It's all south to me. Go ahead. You know what I mean? I get the points. Zion from Mississippi. I said Tennessee, Salakia. Mississippi, he down there with Tazadakia. And was he Barack Kamar? Mm-hmm. He down there with those brothers, all right? And Zion, a hell of a brother, went in there and, they wanted to get him out. And they wanted him in there a day longer. That nigga would have convert everybody. Right.
Mm-hmm. So, hurry and tell me, I just recently learned that her and all of her family have Israelite names.
I mean, they ain't in here, though. All that family with Israelite names, they ain't in here, right? You have an Israelite name? But you in here, right? All right, then. Shalom. All right. Salakia, Shabbat. Salakia. Anyhow, let me hear you.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 21. Mm-hmm. If so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Christ, that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, mm-hmm. which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. Mm-hmm. Verse 22, and be rewarded in the spirit of your mind. Verse 24, and that ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness.
Okay, so what's he trying to say with it? How you would apply it?
And concerning this, the report to pretty much staying 10 toes down in the truth of following these
Okay,
laws.
well, once again, we ain't talking about the truth. This is a separate situation. This is, and okay, this is how it, and this is a good question you asked too, because why? A failed courtship or a failed marriage could make you do what?
Leave the truth.
Leave the truth. You understand? Leave the truth. Right? What one down there has nothing to do with the other. That's, you know, one is work, one is pleasure. Yeah, not pleasure, but yo, the NFL, man. First down. Try you have a flag on the play. Right? It's a lot. My work is my pleasure. It's like the marriage is the job. That camp, that's my pleasure right there. Just in case you're getting it twisted. You'll go F me up tonight. I ain't explaining shit after class. Right? Okay, let me give me Ecclesiasticus 32:4, and also give me Book of Luke. All right.
You said Ecclesiastes 32:24, sir?
32:4.
32:4. Ecclesiasticus chapter 32, verse 4.
Because the history I asked you to look up, you have it, right?
Counsel, I have it.
All right, just read it through for me, all right? Because you'll know exactly what I'm referring to get to it, all right? Just make sure you're familiar with it. Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. Ecclesiasticus chapter 32, verse 4. Pour not out words.
Hold on. I think Salakia 19. Hold on, huh? Is it 19? Yeah, 19. Salakia, brother.
Verse 19, sir?
Yeah, please.
Kawakan, sir. Ecclesiasticus chapter 32, verse 19. Do nothing without advice, and when thou hast once done, repent not.
Say it one more time.
Do nothing without advice, and when thou hast once done, repent not.
All right, so what does it say? What's the first thing you should do?
Seek counsel.
Yep. With anything or with all things?
All things.
With all things.
Right.
You should seek counsel with all things. You get the point? With everything, including a courtship, including a court case. Shit. A lot of you brothers, you know, you try to just speak up. What do you need them to do? Let me help you out.
Move the speaker.
Could you move the speaker? How you want them to turn it?
Turn it just that way.
Okay, no sweat. Good now? So what? Sometimes just do it out. Just, you know, goddamn. Y'all been translating all night. Fuck. Anyway, Sunday's coming. Read it one more time.
Okay. Ecclesiasticus chapter 32, verse 19. Do nothing without advice. And when thou hast once done, repent not.
All right. So now, this should apply to everything. Really and truly, that's how it should go with that. It's, you know, should I do this? What about this? Could I do this? Could I do this? Could I do this? You want to practice that, because that's how you will learn wisdom on what to do and what not to do as you grow in the truth. After a while, you're not going to need to ask so many questions. You're going to still ask questions because you don't know everything. But now it's like, how should I proceed here? What should I do here? You know, what about this situation? I don't know. I don't understand this here. Should I wear this? I was considering going spending some money and buying this thing here. What do you think? You want to go down that whole line, because that's how you gain wisdom in a situation. You get the point?
Right.
So that's the first thing. So now you in that situation like what Bakwash described, you know, it could be anything. You want to get counsel first.
Right.
All right. Now, after you get counsel, the counsel would be not either. The counsel will show you the left side and the right side, the yea and the nay, the pros and the cons. The counsel going to lay it flat for you, right? Now, after you get that, what should you do? And I want my precept.
After you get the counsel, sir?
After you get the counsel, what should you do? And I want my precept for it. Buddy?
So I got I had Proverbs 19 and 20, but this is another one I was looking for.
Let me hear.
Sir. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 20. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy latter end.
Okay. That's good. That's the same thing we just read. But you don't get the counsel.
Right.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 32, verse 23. In every good work, trust thine own soul. For this is the keeping of the commandments.
So what does that mean?
So basically, after you get the counsel, have faith in it.
But the counsel is not going to tell you what to do. The counsel is going to tell you what could happen if you go left and what could happen if you go right. Counsel is advice. It's not an order.
Right.
All right. Sometimes you receive it like an order, most times. But, counsel is, you could take it if you want to. You know what I mean?
Okay. So if you do take it, you're saying this wouldn't be a good precept for it.
That's not the one I want.
Okay.
That's definitely not the one I want.
So if I may, sir. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 5. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels.
Okay. That's the same thing. That's the same thing as the first thing we went through. Seeking counsel. A wise man will hear. How could he hear? He had to seek counsel. A wise woman will seek counsel. After you get the counsel, there's something else to do. All right, give me Luke 14 and 28. Quickly, whoever have it read.
Like you said, 14 and 28.
Luke 14 and 28.
Come on. This is the book of Luke 14 and 28. Least happily.
Check again, brother. Check again.
This is the book of Luke 14 and verse 28. For which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost.
And what?
And counteth the cost.
And what?
And counteth the cost.
Go ahead.
Whether he have sufficient, whether he has sufficient to finish it.
All right, read one more time.
This is the book of Luke 14, verse 28. For which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it.
What does that mean?
Meaning you take into consideration now what the options are and what the risks are, and
take into consideration what?
The counsel. And
for okay, you're missing the tower part, right?
Right.
Which of you intending to build a tower? Building a tower is not, going outside and planting a seed. It's not something light. You get the point? Come on.
Cost.
Okay, but the tower part, I don't want you to miss that. That's why he said building a tower.
Right.
Building a tower, it's a significant thing. Just like what? Joining the truth. Taking on a marriage, whether you're a man or a woman, having a child. It's a significant thing. You get me? It's an absolute significant thing. This is not light. This is not, you know, which style of braids I'm gonna get today. This is not that. You understand? This is a absolute significant thing. This is buying a car. This is buying a house. Which of you taking on this significant task, right? What's it? Sitting not down first and counting the cost. Meaning you sitting down and you now going through. If I follow the counsel on the left side, and when I say left and right, I'm not talking about good or bad. Just if I take A, option A, this is what I'm gonna have to deal with. If I do option B, this is what I'm gonna have to deal with. You're gonna have to count the cost. You get the point? And you should count the cost with everything. Of course, significant in context we're talking about. You should definitely count the cost. You should weigh it out. You should, once again, do nothing without counsel. And when you get the counsel and you make a decision, don't repent on it. Why I say don't repent on it, don't change your mind, don't regret it, because you should have counted the cost. If you're regretting it, then you went into the shit and you didn't consider. You didn't think all the way ahead.
Right.
You didn't apply all the wisdom that you know had or was at your disposal for it. You understand what I'm saying? So now, Bukwasha, for your question, in a situation like that, you would count the cost. This is a courtship. Sister has a child. You decide to court her. Baby father show up. Reckless. You say he show up in a way he want to wreck everything. He can't wreck everything because that has you and her marriage or courtship has nothing to do with him. However, he could show up like this until this child is 18. And you had to just count the cost. What would be the cost in that situation?
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind. I'll take that. You in the truth, peace of mind is a myth. I don't know if you'll get that yet. Peace of mind is a myth. Anyone of y'all living comfortable here? I mean, we got relatively comfortable. But the shit in the rest of the world worried about COVID, we worried about, making the class shit out of hand handled. Peace of mind is, it's relative. It's relative. What's the cost you would count? Anybody? Come on, be practical with the shit now. Come on.
The brother trying you as far as like want to fight you or something. So, and
okay,
tell the kid not to listen to me.
That's true. Okay, all those are things that could happen. The cost, counting the cost in this situation is a little different. All these is things that could happen that you're considering, right? But what would be the ultimate thing you'd consider?
That she will get back with him.
That's something that could happen. Okay, let me crystallize it. What you would consider as a man, is she worth this trouble?
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's it. That's the bottom line.
Right.
Right? She could have no kids. She could still be a ton of trouble. Sometimes she may be more trouble than a sister with kids.
Right.
You get the point? Sister with kids will come to your humble and crawl on the floor because she know you don't have to take her. You get the point? Sister without kids, she think, she's, planet Jupiter. You get the point? She get you more trouble. It could happen. What you want to do is you want to count the cost. Okay, does the cost outweigh the benefit?
Right.
You might get an altercation with the baby's father. She might want to get back with him. She might have some hole in her. That head wrap mightn't be all the way, kosher. The child might hate you, you know what I mean? Because the child going to the father on the weekend and coming back there on the weekend and it's torn. And the child really want mommy and daddy to be together, but this old fucking weird ass nigga with this, weird symbol talking about SHALAM, telling me about don't eat pork.
Right.
I hate that nigga. Sister might be excellent. She might be excellent, and then you just like, I don't have the energy for that shit. Salakia. Sis, there's nothing against you. In fact, I don't. It's not that he don't have the energy. Sis, this brother, right now he dealing with other shit. You don't want his sister now to resent the kid, but the sister might start resenting the child as this is the reason why she can't get no man. You get the point? It could go a whole ton of different ways, but you are sitting there and you're going to count the cost. I'll have to deal with bullshit either way. There's no woman who is, they ain't robots are. They're not. So you're going to have to deal with some sort of, there's going to be some trade-off with any woman. There's going to be something with any woman. With the example you gave, that's just the obvious one. The child might hate you. She might have some hole in her for that baby daddy. You and him might have to end up in something. You get the point? It doesn't always have to be like that. You could just step in there and be right and honorable with him and tell him straight up if there's any problems, X, Y, Z. Just let me know. I'll make sure you see a child, blah, 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 blah. You could break the whole thing down. There's brothers who did it. Brothers who done talk to the father and brought the father in the truth. You get the point? It's possible. However, nobody plans for success. You don't have to plan for success. You don't, you win, you party. You plan for when things don't go right. You have a plan B. What you want to consider is if this thing does not go like that. And you walk outside and there's a Crown Vic out there, him and his boys, and what's up, nigga? And all that extra shit. And you had to be the mediator between him and her over the child. And he on the phone calling your woman bitch and blah, 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 blah. And you want to do something, but you like, why go through all of that shit? Just be like, you know what, sis, or sis, I can't do this. I don't tell her whatever. Tell her, I ain't taking no more women till I have enough. Tell her, I'm scared of her, whatever. Just, I'm not touching this girl with a 10-foot pole. Or you might be like, you know what, I'll do it. You sure, Ak? Yeah, you might have to deal with this. All right, you might have to deal with that. Yep, and you do it. And now you make a decision and you do it. You count the cost. Right. It could happen the other way. Sister might want to get married to her brother. Brother had, might be one of them young old stallions like Kazak or Bakwash or Shapat. You get the point? Woman clocking in from the moon and these brothers. You get the point? Yeah, sis, this brother got a woman, He might not he might text you every day. I don't care. He might respond. He might leave you on red. I don't care. He might come to your city once, every other month. I don't care. No problem. You make a decision. Don't call and complain later. Count the cost. You have to consider, you got to weigh the pros against the cons, right, and see where you fit. You may not have all that energy for all that bullshit. You get the point? You may not have all that energy for the extra shit. You might be a young brother, don't have a rib. You might be all right. You're ready to take on a rib with a kid. You might want to do it. You know what I mean? But the counsel will be like, brother, if I was you, I would not do it. It's a problem. Or you could do it. The father is dead. It's not like somebody gonna come in with who has a claim to the household. You don't have to deal with some other nigga coming in there. You know what I mean? It's a fresh start. The child young enough, you could have an impression on the child. Is a whole ton of things to consider. Now, in a case of what the brother was saying, if somebody had to go to jail, it's the same thing. You count the cost. This person could go to jail and leave the truth, or they could go to jail and come out. What's he gonna do? Right. You might say, you know what? Let's pick this up when you come out. No sweat. When they come out, they might want to pick it up. Or you can say, you know what? I'm going to marry this person right here. We committed to this shit. Conjugal visits, whatever. You count the cost and you make a decision. That's really what it is. You want to get counsel, so you could get the pros and the cons. You could get A and B, what to do. And then after, you want to count the cost. Right. You want to count the cost, right? Keep reading. Give me 29. Salaki, go ahead.
Salaki, sir, if I may, and it's a beautiful thing to have these scriptures because it's a stark contrast to the lives we live in the world. Whereas like we considered nothing but what we wanted in that time.
You
like,
considered sex for a few minutes.
That's it. And like for me, learning sex was marriage. It damn near changed how I looked at everything, because it's like, okay, if I gotta keep this sister, now I'm looking at everything. And then it's like you don't even go to certain spots you would go to no more.
You ain't want to get caught.
Yeah, it just
and this is the other thing that could change. Now that you are a brother who look at it so seriously, you have to make sure she looks at it
just
as serious. Because you don't know what she's gonna look at it as.
Right.
You don't know how far vested she might be with you.
Right.
You get the point? You want to consider it all out.
Right.
You could have a marriage that could just go to hell in, a year, 2 years. What you gonna do? Leave the truth?
Right.
No. It is what it is.
Right.
You get the point? But you get your counsel and you count the cost.
Right.
Right? Give me 29.
Con. This is Luke. This is the book Luke 14, verse 29. Lest happily after he had laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold, it began to mock him.
Read one more time.
Con, verse 29.
Only stop at the commas. Just read it through.
Only
stop at the commas. Go ahead.
Lest happily, after he had laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold, it began to mock him.
All that behold it.
All that behold it.
Go ahead.
Began to mock him.
Right? What's that saying? Consider the cost.
Because he was not able to lay the foundation as considering the counsel.
Okay, give me the analogy with the tower.
God, sir.
Remember, this is a tower he built.
Right.
Consider the cost. Unless happily, that's what it's saying, less happily, meaning unless it happens that he cannot finish the foundation. Why? Why he couldn't finish the foundation?
Because he didn't take it. He didn't.
Because the cost was too high for him.
Too much on his table.
You understand? The cost was too high to finish that foundation.
Right.
And all who see him will begin to mock him. What does that mean? It means exactly what it is. Everybody who passing and seeing the structure is not going to start talk shit because, well, you ain't going to finish this? What's your problem? Now, bring it back to the question we was talking about.
As the question as far as what Officer Vicotries.
What Vicotries was talking about, right? Which is a situation a brother trying to court a sister, sister trying to court a brother. Something come up that is, whatever.
Conflict.
What is it?
That you have to take in account of it, or you'll catch a backlash for it.
Right. And what is the back? What could it be? Come on, Shapak.
When it comes up, you're going. Now you get all your options on it. You weigh out all the best way to do it, so that you can finish it. With the sister, regardless of the fact that you are going to jail anyway.
You could see it true where there's jail, child. It don't have to be that. There's so many stories if you hear about them. There's brothers who, in here, sex is marriage.
Right.
There's brothers in here who had to go down to the courthouse and get their rib with the license so she could get the medical insurance because she had a fatal, not disease like STD or something, but something came up, some sort of cancers they had to cut out. And you just, you know what I mean? But this is the kicker. You might find out that in the courtship. Sister might have some cancer. Brother might have a cancer. He might have a heart problem. You get the point? This brother here, this brother here, batshit crazy. You see that bag he have? You think his books in that bag? Is medicine. Watch it. And it's medicine. And she had to count the cost, so she want to deal with this crazy nigga. You get the point?
The question about the whole getting the paperwork. You got your rib, but y'all getting the paperwork for legal reasons or whatever. And Like when you go through that whole process, you don't have to get married like a Christian, do you? Or buy a priest.
I mean, at that point, you're not doing it for that. Right. So whatever you want to do, whatever.
Right.
But you're not doing it for that. You're doing it to save the other person's life. You get the point? So whatever. You want to go in there in the damn courthouse and just do that? You want to have the big shit. Because you're going to yike up the family and get them to donate all the money you could. Stamp on the damn glass, mazel tov, all that shit. Because you're going to yike up every Christian in the world to donate everything. Y'all don't buy no baby gifts. We ain't having no children. Give me some cash. We're going on a honeymoon in Cancun, then to Mars.
Yeah.
Because you know you got to go pay for chemo.
Right.
Who the hell knows? I don't know.
Right.
I'm not saying we do that in here. I'm just saying it's probably what I would do, but I'll do some shit that'll blow your fucking mind. Shit you think I won't do, I would do. You think you should I would not do. I'm down here doing that, motherfucker. Go ahead.
So you're saying that would be lawful?
I'm saying get counsel. I'm saying get counsel, like what I've been saying all the goddamn time. You get the point? I'm saying get counsel, right? There's no sin in going and getting that ring. There's no sin in going and getting the license. There's no law against it. It's not our custom to do it and think that that's love, that's a marriage. You understand? And this is a totally different situation, a totally different scenario. Right? People do it all the goddamn time, all the time. So, you know, those are the two main things you want to consider. You want to get counsel. You want to count the cost out. Because once you start, you start. You understand? And the ridicule is not going to come from the public as much as it's going to come from Satan.
Yeah, come.
You get the point? Satan is going to have a field day with you.
Yeah.
You get the point? You just want to count the cost. That's all. You just want to count the cost and just understand a courtship there's nothing binding. There's just absolutely nothing binding. It could be broken off. You get the point? It could be broken off. Sometimes it's broken off and it's harder because it happens later on in the shit. Which is why, okay, in here that's why you really want to give her time to do the 6 months, preferably a year, really. You want her to be in here a year before you even ask about her. And in that year, you want to check and see, okay, what she did in the year. Now, if she ain't do nothing, brother, don't ask her. The leg ain't worth it. You know, Salah, you're laughing. Salah.
So, like, what's the leg, sir?
Okay.
I would like to know. So, like,
the leg alarm, man. The leg alarm.
Oh, I love lamb, sir.
Not this lamb. This lamb don't go by. This lamb goes nah. I asked Bakwash, what will his sister do without Facebook and Instagram to let her brother know she's interested, to, you know, ply herself, to not ply herself, but to advertise herself. And he said, flash a piece of leg. I said, you know, I told him I hope not. But you get the point. The leg is not worth it if the sister. Give me the Proverbs 31 now, young man, please. Right? This is probably what you want to do. Now, this is kind of hard now for a brother. And okay, it's down here like you can't teach it now with the internet so strong and at your fingertips. When I say you can't teach it, you could say it. But the brother in class right now scrolling, hitting like. You get the point? It's so strong. The internet is so strong. As you teaching it, he's calm. What scripture, sir? Leviticus, something. And then she reply. You get the point? It's so strong, so it's damn near like you're gonna have to hit your head a little bit to understand it. You really want to have that person who, okay, it's up to you. I'm not telling you have to, right? This is just for any brother or sister. You could marry who the hell you want to. You gotta count the cost. You might just want to marry her for that tail, and that's fine. Count the cost. That tail come with something. You get the point? Brother, sister might want to marry the brother for who knows what. His shoulders, his beard, the size of foot he wearing. Who the hell knows? The car, I don't care. You get it? Just count the cost. That shit comes with some shit. You get the point? But at the same time, the other shit comes with, you could weigh the balance, the work they put in, what you see them doing, the reports you're getting about them. You observe them for a while, which is why, okay, damn near the internet. I hate you, damn near. I'll switch the damn class, and boy, I'm gonna have to do cowboys next week. Okay, the internet, it's for brothers who not able to discipline themselves on the internet. It cheats you something where you could really observe the girl.
Right.
She sees who likes the pictures out. That's why she posts them. That's why she takes her time. There's a whole process in Akim. Y'all don't even know it. There's filters she goes through. There's lighting. There's angles. That one picture you like, there's about 150 of that same picture in the phone that she don't like. That one you like is the one she thinks is going to catch the most attention. Now you like it, and you like the other one, and the other one, and the other one, and the other one when she knows she look like trash, or now she knows you're interested. You have more power when she don't know you're interested, but you're looking, you're observing, and now you could see what she really is. Same thing with her sister. You got to go like nothing and put fire on there every other picture. That was so heavy, brother. Flames. Fire. Lighters. You got to do that, sis. You could be a mystery.
Right.
You could walk in the damn Passover and who the fuck is that? I don't know. Where's she from? What? In Maokwa. Gadara. Oh man, I don't know who that is. I was about to ask you. Who the fuck is this? Damn. Get the point?
Right.
Oh, you could walk in Passover and she done looking at you, and guess what she gonna do? You need any bread, sis? You know, get the point? Like you don't play your hand early with the liking. You play your hand so early with the damn shit.
Yeah.
Let the girl come in here and just, be a brick in the wall and not visible. And now she really had to show what her quality is. Same thing with her brother. Your brother come in here and let him just show what his quality is in the house. But you don't have to. You could just do what everybody else doing and hook up and do sneaky links. You could sneaky link all your way into a counsel. Why you punch any mouth again? He says, why you stabbing? How you all meet? You always in class and you always messing. Oh, okay. I got you. No problem. And he told you not to marry her? Sis, your camp leader told you don't marry him, and you still did it anyway. Okay, I get you. You get the point? You just want to count the cost. You want to count the cost. Person going to jail, you might be like, I love too hard for that type of shit. Yeah, I'll be swishing this bottle after every count. I'll be doing the thing where they swing it around and turn it upside down and it cycle down in your mouth and getting drunk because she in prison and you don't know if orange is the new black. Or the sister, she just might be like, he gone. It's harder for a sister, a woman. That bed get extra cold for her and all that. You can sit down and scroll and click play PlayStation or whatever. She going on that bed. It's, them sheets will tell you. If them sheets could talk, they'll tell you. It's hard for her. Can't do it. Or you're going there for 10 years and they marry each other. And in 10 years, it's a glory story. A story that just, is for the ages.
Yeah.
But once again, you gotta count the cost.
Right.
You get the point? You gotta count the cost. There's so many stories. That's why I tell you, when you get the opportunity and you go to the cookouts and do it in order though. Eh? Don't just run up on no brother or sister and just, hey, I hear you so and no, don't do that shit.
Right.
Do it, with some respect. But you might hear some stories that is just like, what? And y'all got kids? This shit is just wild. And then there's the other stories that's just, he stabbed her, she in jail and all, blah, 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 whatever. You get it, but they ain't in the truth no more. You just want to count the cost. It's not that big of a deal when you count it for what it is. You understand? Once again, the courtship is not binding.
Right.
You find things out early that you want to find out. Don't stretch the shit out into a long drawn out thing where the emotions is involved. It's harder to sever. It's more tough meat to cut at that point. But, within a month, Jeremiah Hyman sometimes give people 3 days to talk to each other. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, so Slack is see this sister here, I don't know. You know, she got this, she got that. Or he got this, sis, he got that. I don't know. I'll give y'all 3 days to talk to each other. But in 3 days, you gotta figure out what the fuck you want to do. You get the point?
God.
You gotta figure out what the hell you want to do.
Honestly.
Me, I need a good 401k. I need some good ass insurance. I need residual income. Right? I go all over the place. So, you get the point? I count the cost. I write shit down. I have a budget for everything. Like, okay, this here, nah, she ain't gonna make it. this that. So like, she ain't evil. That pocket ain't strong. All right. So you just want to count the cost. That's it. There's a situation when you get counsel, count the cost. You know, the old man and all that stuff is not really problems, to be honest with you. Get the point? That's not real. You know, it's not a reason to not go or go. You get the point? You could have a child and you gotta go to jail. What you do?
Find a way to still have that, take care of that kid.
Why?
Because that's your responsibility.
How do you have just do it? You get the point? You could decide this woman is going to be my responsibility. And I'll find a way to make water run out of the stone. I'll handle it. I'll get it done. Or you could say what? Nah. Right? It's not that cloudy and difficult, to be honest. It's not that cloudy and difficult. You want to get some counsel first, and then you want to count the cost. And be realistic. Don't be romantic. Be realistic about it. Are you really going to get up and do this? Is you really going to get up and do that? You're going to sacrifice. You're going to take low. You're going to compromise. You're going to forgive. That's a whole other thing. Wait till the offense come out. The offenses come where you just like, this motherfucker here, I'm going to stab this motherfucker. You gotta forgive the person. You gotta be able to count the cost. That's all. Get some counsel, count the cost, and you move from there. Anything could happen now. So much shit could come up from your past. Who the hell knows? Rarely those things ever happen. What happened with Zion was so rare. It was a rare thing. I think Marshall Ma was already in his situation pretty much. You know what I mean? It's a rare thing, but he's a rare brother. Brother went in there and caused hell in that prison now and reported more than brothers who was free. I'm talking about reported in the council on time, everything. Having Sabbath service in the prison, sending pictures. You go to Captain Kahan's page. I believe there's a picture of it there. See if you can find it. The brother could put it up on the screen. Zion is in there with the Yayan, with the Mitrion. You say the striped prison guard, and it was a Sabbath service up in there. You get the point? You count the cost. You're gonna do it, or you're not going to do it. Just make a decision. All right. Good to go. Any more? Any other questions? Please.
If I could, if I may, can I get that breakdown on 2 Timothy chapter 3, that 1 through 5.
2 Timothy 3, 1 through 5. Okay. All right, so like, that Proverbs 31 is good. 31:10 all the way down to 31. You could read that for what you should look for if you're a young brother, looking for what to consider in a sister. And sisters, you should be a pick-me type of woman. And that's what you should try to be if you want a brother to consider you seriously, to count the cost. Mm-hmm. What's the scripture you're talking about?
The book is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1 through 5. The end of days, perilous times.
Timothy 3, 1 through 5. Let's go. Let's read it.
Come. The book is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. Mm-hmm. Verse 2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, mm-hmm. covetous, boasters, proud, mm-hmm. blasphemous, mm-hmm. disobedient to parents, mm-hmm. unthankful, unholy. Mm-hmm. Verse 3. Without natural affection, mm-hmm. truce breakers, false accusers,
incontinent,
Mm-hmm.
fierce,
Mm-hmm.
despisers of those that are good.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 4, traitors, heady, high-minded,
Mm-hmm.
lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away.
All right. And your one that's broken down, you had a specific question on this.
Like the examples, because I heard this broken down at camp, and the way he was breaking it down, I think it was Captain Soccerwall, and the way he's breaking it down, like every example from unthankful to truce breaker, he just had a little example of what the scripture meant by that. In particular.
Okay. Did you have a specific question on it?
Nah.
Okay. Which part you want to broken down?
Just more so that how he was just running through it, where you say, "Oh, unholy," and he'll give you example of the unholy today.
Okay. To understand this here, just think you're Christian in the world. Just think you're everyday Christian, right? This here is really their spirit, right? Read again from the top. We run through it. There's definitely a lot of words, a lot of adjectives. All right. I'm trying to get through it. All right.
Counsel.
Right? Also, because you're not counting the cost of that distance. That internet make that distance real small until you gotta put some miles on that car. Or you jump on a plane. Get the point. You don't count the cost. You get the point? Go ahead, Salaki.
I travel.
You travel. All right, ladies. The question's about 6'4", disciplined on a mug. You get the point. And he travels. No, don't test him. Don't test him. He travels. You know what I mean? And he keep that thing on him. You get the point? All right, Passover coming. All right, go ahead.
Sir. The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 1. This know also, in the last days, perilous times shall come.
All right, so this know also, in the last days, in the days close to what? The return of Christ. Perilous times gonna come, meaning what? Peril.
Right.
Peril is what?
Danger.
Danger. Bad times. Hard times. Rough times. Right? That's going to come. So why is it saying that? This is for you to know, so you could know that this was expected. A lot of people are what? Shocked by difficulty. A lot of people are taken aback by difficulty. Christians in the world, they go through some difficulty. What do they say?
Ain't number Satan.
No, that's what we say.
I can't believe this happened.
Why me? Why me, Lord? Why always me? Because we in the last days, dummy. What you want? You want to, heaven every day? Right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 2. For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
Say it again.
For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
I mean, I ain't gotta break that down though. What does that mean?
What would you call it? Conceited.
Yeah. Vanity. Go ahead.
I was gonna say homosexuals.
Yeah. That's the spirit of it. You get the point? That's the spirit of it. You got some brothers is, on that Instagram more than abroad. Making the kissy face to the damn camera phone.
Yikes.
You get the point?
Yeah, the self-worship, sir.
And the self-worship. You get the point is, lovers of themselves or selfish. You're so goddamn selfish. You don't think about nobody else. You can't consider nobody else. You wouldn't share nothing with nobody. You get the point? You last to offer. You're a lover of yourself. And that's, that's that. Go ahead.
Okay. Covetous.
Covetous, it's how to describe it?
It's like wanting what someone else has, particularly what they have.
Yeah, I want to make it sound nasty. I need to make it sound perilous. The way you describe it, it sounds, treatable. Come on.
Wanting to have sex with another man's woman.
Well, that's one form of coveting. It's a real unrighteous type of jealousy. You understand? It's a real unrighteous type of jealousy. It's a lust that's, it's a unlawful lust. Go ahead.
Could you say it's hating somebody for what they have?
You might have to hate them, man. You just want what they have. But the actions you will do to get it, which what it leads to, is hatred. You get the point? But wanting what they have, not wanting one like it, not praying that the Lord, gives you something like that also, or better, you know what I mean? Or waiting on the Lord to give you it because you're going to get it. But this here is a, unlawful, disgusting lust. It's a unrighteous jealousy where it's like, goddamn. Get the point? You covetous. You want what this person has. All right, go ahead.
Boasters. Proud.
Boasters. Going into the same selfishness or all about themselves. Get the point? I, me. What I did and what I didn't do. What's the other word? Boasters and what? Proud. Right? It's the same. All these is like the same spirit. You get the point? Proud, heady, high-minded. You understand? You get the point? Christian. That nigga spit twice in his hand. You also saw the video? That nigga pulled that from his toe and go. I'll shoot both of them now. So like, cover the mic. I couldn't, boy, and he rub it and then rub it all over his face. I was like, God damn, it's nasty, yo. That is nasty. Come on.
Sloppy, sir. It got me when the dude realized something got in his mouth.
Yeah, he should have done shit. So he should have stayed put and just be like, let it be over. Go ahead, man.
I was just about to say it was hanging too. That's what he picked up. It was hanging.
That's a Christian church, man. That's why I need to get to these Cowboys. Sloppy, go ahead.
Sloppy. Blasphemous. Disobedient to parents.
Blasphemers, which is what? What's blasphemers?
Like speaking against the Lord.
It's a lie. It's a wicked lie.
A lie against the Lord, or it's just
no. It's a wicked lie. You have blasphemy against the Lord, but blasphemy is a wicked lie. You get the point? It's just a lie that's just, what is he talking about?
So like when a woman accuses a man of falsely raping him, I seen
okay, you want to think blasphemy like is a little bigger than that. That's kind of individual. But you could say she's blaspheming the father in front of the children. Like, yes, you could say that. Like, she's blaspheming the father in front of the children. You get the point? Come on.
An example saying God loves everybody.
That's blasphemy. All right? It's blasphemy against the Lord.
It's like I would say the Jews are right.
It's blasphemy, right? They're not. It's blasphemy against the children of Israel. Okay. Right? Go ahead.
Disobedient to parents. Unthankful.
Disobedient to parents. Unthankful. Disobedient to parents, break that down.
Not doing with your parents, not honoring your parents, what they say.
Okay, so how many have Christian parents or have Christian parents? They'll tell you, what's your Christmas? Should you obey them?
Lie, sir.
You shouldn't. All right. So this year, of course, is in context. This year is in context. What is this talking about?
This is talking about all the things that you should not do.
Disobedient to parents. Give me the context.
For instance, like your parents say, "Hey, go to bed at such and such time because it's a school night," and you just do whatever the hell you want.
Well, because your parents could call you now and send you to bed. All right. So in context.
It's like the parents that's actually righteous versus
you onto it.
parents that's following the law, statutes, and commandments.
How would you know it? You're a child.
I would say,
okay, is this talking to children? Is this talking to a 4-year-old? All right, let's context, Akim. Wake up. Come on.
I was gonna say, like, if you bring a woman home, like to get some advice from your parents, and your parents will be like, no, you should not have this woman because X, Y, and Z.
Okay, focus with me. Come on.
Got it, sir. Come on, counsel. Being disobedient to the Lord as a person because he's supposed to be our father.
Sis?
Would that be pertaining to like the parents that we have in the truth?
Give her a hand. God damn it. God damn it. The book is called Timothy. Paul is writing to Timothy. Paul, I'm looking for the scripture where Paul said, I fathered you all. Disobedient to the parents because, of course, what could happen as you come in here and you start to learn 2 scriptures besides the Jews is black? What usually happens? For God, what?
People start thinking that some of us might start thinking that we know enough to go out and teach.
Not to teach, but to. Says it right there.
To disobey parents.
To disobey parents. Now you could break down Revelations 13, mark of the beast. You know, you could pull precepts out the sky. You could Minority Report, Psalms 54. Precept that with Ephesians, like how that faggot polite used to talk. Precept that with Ephesians, and then you tweak this here and you pull that there. Or you could break all that down, so you don't need permission for shit now. You could do what the hell you want, even though you was told not to do something. You're disobedient to your parents. This is not talking to children.
Right.
This is talking to grown men and women who need mothers and fathers. Get the point? And now you just proud, heady, boasters, lovers of yourself. You don't need nobody. Do what you want until you get jammed.
Right.
And when you get jammed, what's you doing? Bring, bring. Now I got to come the cost. If I answer this, I'm gonna be on the phone for 3 hours. Let it ring. Kazak, get that, bro. You don't want to do that. You want to be like that. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Unthankful, holy, unholy.
Unthankful. What does that mean?
Ungrateful.
Ungrateful. Ungrateful for what?
For good counsel.
For everything your parents did.
So like I said, for the parent, for this context, could you use a scripture where it says, obey them that have rule over you?
Obey them that have rule over you. Who is my mother and father?
Right.
Them that do the will of the Lord.
Right.
Paul said, I have fathered many.
Right.
Paul said, I've fathered many of you. The same that be he who does the will of the Lord, the same I give power to become sons of the Lord.
Right.
There's a whole ton of it. This is a whole ton, right?
Right.
Where we at?
Unholy.
Unholy. What does that mean?
In the world, unrighteous.
Common. Holy means separate, not like everything else. Unholy means normal.
Right.
You just a regular, smegular Negro. You do what everybody else does. You no different. She show a piece of leg. You ready to drop the dowry. You know what I mean? I see the leg, I hit remove. And Facebook come and say, yeah, people you might know, I don't know this hoe. I don't want to know her. Remove. Keep going. You get the point? You don't want to be common. You don't want to be regular. You want to be holy, separate. Get the point? Let's get where we at?
Verse 3.
Okay, you need the whole thing down to 5?
If I may, sir.
Okay, I'll give you one more verse. Pick which one I want.
Verse 3.
Verse 3? Okay, go ahead.
Without natural affection. Truce breakers.
Without natural affection. Give me that.
Like natural affection will be like the relationship that you have with your mother or father, like just growing up. But I'm thinking like this right here would mean having the being grateful for the things that the men above you have done and given for you.
Break it down some more.
Like being taught the truth, from the men above me, but me personally, being taught the truth from the men above me, I consider each and every single last one of y'all my brothers and fathers, because I rock with y'all, because y'all are giving me things to give. Y'all are giving me life through this word, and I'm truly grateful for it. So like the affection for a brother that's looking out for me, that's helping me. It's like I rocks with you.
Okay, I'll take that. Anybody else? Come on.
Like I got two. Like the alphabet community, they don't have natural affection.
Yeah, they explain it.
Huh?
Explain it. Go ahead.
Oh, being is it's not natural for them to, love the same sex.
Okay, that's all natural affection. I'll take that.
That's like if I may. Also, like the serial killer who got people in his basement, but he going to work every day smiling. That's not natural.
That's true too. There's something a little bit more. It's more so what Togabawa was saying.
So like in the context of just actually having that brotherhood, especially in these times where brotherhood was so essential, slash sisterhood as well.
You want it with the brotherhood? Go ahead.
I think being one body.
They ain't really breaking it down. But what you said first on the brotherhood, it's more so like how he gave the analogy. If you are a child in a home, you're going to have a natural affection towards who? Your parents, and who else?
Your siblings, if you have
siblings. Why?
Because they're the ones around. They're your first contact.
You gotta go no further. That's it. They're around. Why do most Israelites hate their father?
They ain't around.
He ain't around. How would you have a natural affection to your father? He's around. Life is simple.
Yeah.
Now, is Paul talking to a child?
No.
Break it down.
Okay. So for your brotherhood, like you don't feel for the brothers that's around you, you don't go about it like you're supposed to with brotherhood.
Going far. You don't feel a connection to the people that's around. You feel a connection to the people that's not around. That happens in truth. You can come in here and you don't feel like this is your family. But then you go down and sit down and watch the Cowboys game as a bunch of faggots and whores and eat chips and and argue over Russian yards and shit because you feel connected there. But this, you don't feel connected with this. You don't feel like, once again, you don't feel like this is your family. There's no way to explain it other than how a child would look at their family.
Right.
You have a natural affection to your brother and sister. Why? Because they cooked you dinner? They bought you shoes? No. I grew up what did we say? Man, we grew up together. He was around.
Right.
Fuck am I gonna love? You was there.
Right.
but you have no natural affection. Once again, the internet takes away the natural affection because there's somebody there, but then there's somebody all the way over there. But on the flip side, for our work, you have brothers in the room with you, and you have brothers who is zillions of miles away that you could still connect to, but they're there. Versus somebody who's never there. Go ahead.
Sir. Would you can you pair this or give an example of without natural affection as Lot? He always set his tent to look at Sodom and Gomorrah because he always wanted to go there instead of being with Abraham and his kinsmen. He didn't have that.
Okay, you're saying he didn't have the connection with him
because he always wanted to go over there. And in time, he did eventually.
He did go against counsel. I see what you're saying. I would say yeah. I'll still ask tomorrow in class. For now, I would give the answer of, because you saying him and Abraham, they're around each other. Their servants were around each other. Their servants was fighting. They didn't have natural affection. He wanted to go in a city of wicked men. He didn't have affection for those people, but he did not have the affection that he should have had to stay with Abraham. Get the point? But he wanted to go separate. He really wanted to separate from Abraham, which is how it be. I mean, nigga, I'm leaving. Where you going? To hell away from you. That's the answer. To hell away from you. Zip code 58 something something. To hell away from you is a state. Niggas. Where you going? To hell away from you? You don't know where the fuck you going. I'm just trying to get away from you because there's no affection here no more. You get the point? That's it. Come on.
Sir, I was going to give an example of like Sammy Sosa, Kerosene, and what's the neuro doctor, the black, as far as not having that natural affection. Sammy Sosa, he bleached himself.
Right. Okay. I mean, that's something else. That's white supremacy. That's that's a whole ton of self-hatred and shit like that. This is just talking about you sitting here, but you wouldn't endanger your life for nobody in here. You get the point?
Right.
You would run to somebody in the world who hazard your life for them.
Right.
But they're not here.
Right.
And it just comes with time and being seasoned and really being in here.
Right.
For me, if you ain't at camp, bar a few, a very small few. But if you ain't at camp, nigga, it's whatever. If you ain't standing toe to toe with me, I ain't whatever. The sisters can't come to camp, but they're here before and after camp. You get the point? You're making sure we go to camp heavy. Which I don't like. I'm used to going to camp hungry. It makes me more angry so I can speak louder. But if you eat what these sisters cook in the morning, you go to camp, you like, repent, y'all. Change your life, brother. I mean, I wrote you Uncle Thumb, we drink some coffee in the morning and go and let DC know just how growling the stomach is. You get the point? But you ain't in here. I don't see you in this class. You don't come to camp. Nigga, we ain't homies. I'll see you. Hey, what's up? But your problems that sound like a you problem to me. It's a different. That's natural affection. It's natural. They're around every goddamn day. People love the dogs who they see every day. People love shoes they wear every day. Somebody who you see regularly, it's natural. It's only natural to have some sort of affinity to them, versus somebody who the fuck is you?
Right.
Hey, who's that? I don't know. I never see that person before.
Right.
Fuck him. It's normal. That's natural. You get the point? Go ahead. Let's finish this off quickly.
Come, sir. Truce breakers. False
truce breakers. Who's that?
Liars. Basically, people that don't keep promises.
No. Because we don't
make promises.
We don't make promises in here. What do we say?
Reliable.
No.
So your yay be your yay.
No.
Lord allow.
Lord allow.
Right.
Lord allow. Lord allow. Lord allow tomorrow we go handle that. Lord allow I could do this, that. We gonna plan for it.
Right.
But if the Lord don't want it, he don't want it. What does that make me, you know? Another thing for you, Bakwash, don't promise her shit. She'll never let you live it. You promised me, bitch. I was just being sweet. Fuck. Don't promise her shit.
Yeah.
You promise me you'll never leave me? Lord allows it. Listen, if the Lord is with us, who can get hold of it? The holy hand. You got a holy hand here. You gotta put the Benjamite here. Put the Benjamite on all. If the Lord is with us, who could be against us?
Right.
Yeah, don't promise us shit. Lord allow is everything. Lord allow is our culture, because tomorrow is not ours. We don't control shit. We're not heady. We're not proud.
Right.
Lord allow. Raise your children like that too. You know, Lord allow. Let's see what can happen.
Right.
You promise? No, big head dummy. Don't promise shit. You could spell promise? I'll go ask my kids about me. They're gonna say tie that nigga up and hang him. Go ahead.
All right, I'm try again for truce breakers. The ones who do not honor their agreements.
Yes. What is a truce?
Could you say is a treaty?
Break it down more.
Is an agreement between both parties on a certain
and they have to make an agreement. Why?
To end the war or
okay, so there is a war going on. Now give me truce breakers.
United States against the Native Americans.
That's one way. But once again, that's promising. That's the Lord allow.
People that lead the truth.
Yes. Because you take an oath when you decide to stand with the Lord. When you become a trooper, when you become a sister, you get your name, you get asked. Now this, you know, you're going to stand here, you're going to do this. You don't have to. You don't have to take this job. More so for the brothers. Say, brother, you could just be a student in here. You could just get your name. There's so much brothers that got their name and just they have a name. But you decide to stand for the Lord. Now you're agreeing to serve the Lord so that he doesn't hurt you no more. You understand? That he doesn't go to war with you anymore. Your life was hell before. And then something happened. Courtship end. You get checked. Some dumb shit happened. And you get heady. You get heady and you got all these breakdowns and notes upside down in the Bible. You got a whole ton of shit. And then you think you just, you know, you could go start your own Israelite group or whatever. You heady and you broke your truce. You know what I mean? That's what it's talking about. Traitor.
Right. It's like your heady is proud.
Yes. Proud. High-minded. Right? Read on.
Counsel. False accusers.
False accusers. And gotta explain that. Liars. Right? Go ahead. Which comes with truce breaking. The truce breaking usually comes with some lie or some false accusation. Well, brother, why did you, or sister, why did you, you know, turn your back? Man, so and so, they ain't right. You know what they did? And they never recount the counsel that said, don't do this, don't do that, XYZ, or checking, or that they was just secretly getting high, or she was just a slut, just coming to class, you know, fighting, hoeing. As soon as she walk out of class, she hoeing. You get the point? Is never say it and become false accusers. Right? So one bro did it in New York, accused I.S.U.P.K, all kind of shit. And all these fakers were like, I.S.U.P.K ain't shit, I.S.U.P.K ain't shit. Come here and says Captain Save a Hole. Old Captain Save a Hole. And guess what happened in 2 weeks?
Same thing.
She was making tapes about it. And then they had to come back and say, man, I.S.U.P.K was right about you. And blah, blah, blah. Told the bitch, stay away. The nigga is crazy. He gonna kill you.
Yeah.
You go, look, he trying to kill me. You fucking told him. It was for your own safety. You didn't listen. And you know, you making tapes now. Truce breakers and false accusers, they usually go hand in hand. Once you're in the truth long enough, this thing you could see it. You know what I mean? Shit. I pray you never have to understand it, but you could identify a name with each one of these here. Come on.
Like I said, I remember when I was younger in Truth, and I asked you that question because I seen something happen and it vexed me, and I was like, why the hell niggas just can't leave and shut the F up? Just leave quiet. And then you broke it down like a sage, just all calm and wise. And you was like, brother, they have to come up with this in order for them to leave. Exactly. Like the demon has to create the lie for them to be enough courage.
You remember leaving, there has to be a reason. Right. It's like a champion. It's like, you know, this is my cause.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I'm standing up for myself.
Yep.
Who do they think that? You see, I knew there was something wrong with that UPK.
Yeah.
I'll be the one. It's got to be me. Listen, Jesus died for Israel. I'll take the L. They're gonna call me a traitor, but I'll liberate everybody who really under secret and spellbound and mind bondage, something. And get them long enough to just smoking weed again, or you know, fucking whores, or being a whore, or being a sodomite. Some of them be secret sodomites are. Fighting, lusting over you on the podium, you don't know.
Yikes.
You know what I mean? And they're gone now. They're out of here. You know what I mean? And that's that.
Yikes.
And make it. Right? Go ahead.
Come. Incontinent.
Incontinent, what is that? They all tie in. If you're paying attention, I just said it. Look up real quick.
Incontinent, having no or insufficient voluntary control.
Having no control or insufficient voluntary control, meaning you purposely what? Controlling yourself.
Right.
You don't have no control.
Right.
Anymore?
Lacking self-restraint.
Lacking restraint.
Uncontrolled.
Uncontrolled. So what are we talking about?
Undisciplined.
The undisciplined is perfect for it. There's others. You know, I like to just, I like to get any violent word.
Crazy.
Nah. You got to be crazy to be in here. See sister over there by herself? Is she looking crazy over there? Give her a hand. She in here all the goddamn time. And she happy. You happy to be crazy. Got to be a little bit, What's that talking about? Give me another word. Indiscipline is good. You have to be a carnal, lust-filled bastard. Just carnal. You just old carnal and just full of lust. And you can't
control yourself.
You don't understand.
Right.
I just need to something.
Right.
Why?
Right.
You don't understand. You're incontinent.
Right.
You don't have discipline. You don't have self-restraint.
Right.
It all comes from being heady and proud, and you're a truce breaker, because the fact that you don't understand and you telling me no means I must do what?
Do it.
Yeah, fuck you, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And now that you leave, woo! Bring on the coke. Bring the coke, the weed, everything. Just, bring it. And just, get it in.
Right.
All of them kind of intertwine and overlap, and it's just really a Christian. Go ahead. Time to roll. Tell them niggas you're coming late. Tell them niggas I'll be late, yo. That's what Kanye say. I'll be late.
Yeah.
You finished? Most of Christ. Like, I'm gonna see what's going on. You know me, you rolling up? You ready to roll? You can leave it right there. I'll get after. So what? All right. Pass the article to the brother. All right. Let me get on to that.
What?
Right. What else we have? That's it.
Nah, it was
Incontinent. Give me the next two quickly. Let's finish off 3 and then we move on.
Fierce.
And the last one is despisers of those that are good.
Fierce. What does that mean? Fierce.
Mean.
mean. Like a good Christian is, oh boy.
Yeah, God, sir.
Mean.
Right.
A Christian is just. And if you are incontinent, what happens? Even with a Christian who's mean, if you are incontinent,
you put your hands on them.
You will be
the same way.
Mean too.
God.
You understand? You'd be like, what? You lose it too.
Right.
You know what I mean? You lose it too.
Right.
But it's because you don't have the discipline and you done came into contact with this idiot.
Right.
Now there's a time when you had to go there.
Right.
There's a time. But that's not what I'm talking about now. You get the point?
Right. Okay.
Yes. It's like a Christian, just, for no reason, no good reason.
Right.
And then they just do something foul and then praise Jesus. Jesus, take the wheel. You get the point?
Right.
That's that. Right? Despisers of those that are good. What is that talking about? It's all overlapping and intertwining. What's that talking about?
It's like fake Israelites that sees the UPK.
I mean, not only them.
The world.
Despisers of those that are good. Not having that natural affection. You understand? Like that's to not have a natural affection. You get the point? It's natural to be like, oh, this person is doing good. This person is doing something beneficial and good. And then there's a despisers of them that are good.
Right.
Not having natural affection. You get the point? And it could come in different forms. It could come in a whole ton of different forms. It's really just being Christian. This whole thing is really just a Christian all the way down. You run it down. Verse 7 say, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Got all the precepts. Every flyer from every fake Israelite group, every church pamphlet, every, TD Jakes, volume 1 through 35. And you always learning and got a whole ton of shit and precepts and this and that. And you really you're not taking on the spirit of it. You just heady and proud. You feel good to recite certain things and talk about this and talk about that and blah, blah, blah. But really, there's no real change in it. You get the point? That's really what it's talking about. It's running down a Christian. It's running down that spirit. And Paul is writing this to Timothy. Why? Because in that school he left Timothy over, he's letting them know who to stay away from. Read verse 5.
Verse 5. Having the form of godliness.
Having a form of godliness. What does that mean?
You seem like you
look kind of shalom, Shabbat shalom. Having a form of godliness. Looking kind of like you're serving the Lord. Go ahead.
Okay. But deny the power thereof. From such turn away.
Right, but denying the power thereof, meaning you can't really get with the spirit of the Lord. You can't roll with it. You can't roll with how things should be and what you should do, which is the power of the Lord. That stuff gives you real power. You can't really get with it. And he's saying, from such turn away. Don't, just keep arms and keep a distance from such, turn them away. Right? Or turn away from them. You know what I'm saying? He's given Timothy the tools he would need to keep that school in the right way, to keep that zone in the right way, to build brothers and sisters up the right way, versus suffering some Christian bastard that's just gonna, just defile the whole thing because they're lustful or they're carnal and they don't have no natural affection. When you come down to it, it all goes hand in hand. It all goes hand in hand, from being lustful, being carnal, and being fierce, and not having natural affection, and being heady, and disobeying the parents. And you start running everything down, you'll see it. It's there as clear as day what really was happening here. You get the point? You start running the whole thing down, it's clear. It's clear. You'd be like, oh, okay, I see I see why, what happened. You good? Come on. You have the history the brother gave you?
Now, Captain Sophomore was giving it out. He gave it out. Was like the spirit. It's the spirit of America. Like it's more spread. Like everybody's like this in these last days and time that we have.
What is America's religion?
Christian.
Same thing, right?
Okay.
Is it?
Okay.
All right. Good. Let me get it real quick. I wanted to end by 9, Salakia.
Go ahead, start reading, sir.
Yeah, tell him what it is and give me where you at, all right?
Come. Nationalism, sports and war, competition, conflict, and the psychology of aggression.
Shaka on the right, Charles Barkley on the left.
Right.
Let me get, come on. Get all your NFL people, all your uncle, tell them this is the time they need to tune in. All right? This is the time they need to tune in and get, and I need my questions answered, all right? Go ahead.
Come. According to anthropologist Richard Sipes, sports and war manifest no functional relationship across time. Cross-culturally, war and combative sports indeed show a direct relationship. In the explanation and interpretation of the link between war and sports, there are essentially 2 theories. The first is that sports are complementary to war, that they stimulate and encourage warlike attitudes and behavior, and that they have an educative function in training men for combat.
Right? So that's one thing, right? These type of combat sports, they help develop you for war, for combat, for some sort of physical fight that you could get into, right? Keep going.
The second theory is that sports represents an alternative to war. This means that sport can be seen both as a safety valve, which has the effect of diverting aggressive tendencies away from warlike violence, and a parallel manifestation of the same aggressive and competitive tendencies.
All right, read that part again.
Come. The second theory is that sport represents an alternative to war. This means that sport can be seen both as a safety valve.
Right, it's an alternative to war. Somebody holds 2 Samuel 2:14, and then somebody else hold hold on. Hold on. Keep going on.
Which has the effect of diverting aggressive tendencies away from warlike violence, and a parallel manifestation of the same aggressive and competitive tendencies.
Right. It had the same. It's parallel to the same aggressiveness and had certain tendencies, but this was like a safety valve to what? Certain aggressive behaviors. Meaning, what was happening? You would have certain type of aggressive behaviors from the oppression that was happening, from them trying to take territories, these Roman and Greek empires. That's what these games really was about. All these games and sports was an outlet or a safety valve for it to let people blow off steam. Not just how much players in football? 24 on both teams? How much on one team?
On the field?
No, just on one team.
Like 36.
36 on one team, so 70-something players. Not just them, but the audience, your stands, your fans, both in the stadium and home. They have a damn near catharsis from screaming for how much hours is this football game? 2?
About 3. Yeah.
God damn. Shit. For about 3 hours, screaming, yelling, breaking shit, yelling, walking outside, having a conniption, blood pressure going up. It's an outlet. It's a release, because without it, they'll take out their frustration on the government, who needs to be taken the frustration out, who needs to get the blame. Not saying that they should go do it, but without it, they, this is where they put their energy into, right? All their energy into. So of course, you would have in some cultures, this would be similar to a substitute for war. It's less expensive. or just an outlet to keep certain things at peace,
right,
or to accommodate treaties for peacetime. We ain't go to war. We'll have your best 11 versus my best 11. Give me what's the scripture called?
2 Samuel.
Nice and louder. Nice and loud. Give me it louder.
This is the book of 2 Samuel 2 verses 14. And Salakia. And Abner. Salakia. And Abner said to Joab, let the young men now arise and play before us. And Joab said, let them arise.
All right. So Joab and Abner. Who was Joab and Abner? Come on.
It's like it said Joab was the captain under David of Israel's army.
Right. And who was Abner?
I believe Abner was I can't remember.
Abner was the captain under Saul's army. Abner was actually the captain of the host.
Right.
Right. Abner would have been the captain of the army up until David rose up in power.
Right.
And then they had the split. And Joab rolled with David.
Right.
Abner stayed with the house of Saul, even though Saul was gone. I forget which one of Saul's son it was. Begin with an S. He was an evil bastard too, right? Abner stayed with Saul because Saul was the king.
Right.
And of course, the once a king dies, his son would get the crown. At this time, they didn't fully understand that David was the king, even though David was rising in power.
Right.
So there was anytime a decision can be made, what must happen? War, conflict, a fight must take place to see who the Lord is with. So the kingdom was split. Abner and Joab once were brothers, had natural affection for each other, were, brotherly love, not carnal, serving in the same military. They knew each other. And just like niggas do, they come to fight. There's like, oh, you thorough? I got some young bloods here. They're hungry. Well, let's let the young men play. Now, a Christian reading this would think what? They went to, pick up the pigskin.
Right.
Let's toss the ball around. Let's play flag football. Let's read on and see what play was. Go ahead.
Verse 15. Then there arose and went over by number 12 of Benjamin, which pertaineth to Ishbosheth.
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 That's the one. Salakia. Go ahead.
The son of Saul. And 12 of the servants of David.
Right. So now 12 from each side came. 12 of who?
Of the men of the armies.
What kind of men?
These are men of war.
That's true, but
they were young men.
That's true. It's obvious. Young men, men of Israel, men of war. There was the best 12. It's just think, you the OG. Another OG come from wherever, and y'all talking shit. Both of y'all know each other, so there's nothing to fight for with both of y'all. But I got some young soldiers here that'll put anybody to shame. What? Now you ain't seen my niggas yet. I done train these niggas up. Well, let me see what you got then. And they say, all right, my 12 versus your 12. These is the 12 best young men they pulled off to let the young men play. Keep going.
Verse 16. And they caught every one his fellow by the head, and thrust his sword in his fellow's side. So they fell down together. Wherefore that place was called Helkathasm, which is in Gibeon.
What happened?
They died. They had a war. They fought. They killed each other.
They all died. And these two captains said, let the young men play. You don't talk about sport. This is where it is. And this wasn't over no colors or points. This was over a kingdom. You get the point? This was over rulership. This wasn't, field goals and penalties. This was life and death, blood for blood. Let the young men play. You get the point? Give me where David was skillful in let's say skillful in sport or skillful in play.
Skillful in play.
In play? That's what I was looking for. Right? Read on, Kazak, real quick.
Oh, so like where we are?
No, in the article. Please.
Come on. There are some similarities between the nature of football training and the art of war. First, football is a way of creating comradeship among masses of troops.
Right? Football is a way of creating camaraderie around masses of troops. Right? Why? Because it's so much, it's like military is militant. You had to play this role, and if you don't do this role, this shit could happen and we could lose. And we literally fighting for what? What are we literally fighting for when we play in the football?
Victory.
Victory is at the end of it.
To destroy the other team.
Yards.
Inches.
Right. Territory.
That's it. Inches.
Right.
We write to go from here to here. Literally. But that space depends on you and you running this interference and you doing this. It's, it's a whole logistic thing.
Right.
It's militant. It's a militant operation over an inch. These brothers died, though, over a kingdom.
Right.
You get the point?
Right.
Give me okay, he got the football comparison. I wanted just the sport one. I wanted just the full out sport. Give me some more on it. I'm gonna hear it up.
Come on. First, second, it is also a dance in civilian life as much as it is a dance of discipline and physical exercise and teamwork that can be successfully transferred into tactical battle experience.
Exactly. Right? It's so similar in the militancy of it, on the sacrifice of doing one job well so this other person has space to do the other job. It's so militant in its form, but yet still this is reduced to what? Inches and points and yards and yellow flag,
right?
And memes, right? Put up some of them memes on the screen, them Cowboys memes, right? Them whole Cowboys memes. So now you see historically, sport was used as an outlet for war. It was used as an outlet for aggression that would rise up in society, and it would help appease the people, and also it's a stepping stone from civilian life towards a militant type of style, because you have young men who would go into this that could so easily fall into the military. You had some old white boy from the Patriots team a few years ago, left the NFL and went and joined the Marines. Right? I think that just when they had just after 9/11, I believe, one of them Middle East wars, he left, and he was so famous for doing it. He was so famous that he walked off the Patriots team and said he was going to sign up, he's going to fight for his country. Right? Which is why the military pays so much money to advertise during football games, right? Which is why they have the flag, the national anthem in there, because it's so close to the militancy, to the military style. Come on.
Sloppy, I saw my first commercial for America before the first kickoff of the year for the football. During that time, Bush came on with an America commercial.
And that's to inspire what? Patriotism, to come and join the army, to fight. You get the point? To come and fight. Now, you put some of them up on the screen? Yeah. You can just rotate them. So now, okay, just for time's sake, I ain't gonna go on no more, because I don't want the class to go on that long. I want to be done by 9. But now, some of the Cowboys fans, right? Just type in what, just tell me how y'all feel about this whole, the loss. All right? And then some of your Chiefs fans, just type it in, or anybody in here, just tell me what they're saying, what the Cowboys fans are saying. What the Cowboys, how are they hurting? I know you're ashamed to say y'all follow football in here now. Don't trivialize the shit. You know? I mean, don't worry about it. If you come on, I know you follow the football. What does the Cowboys fan say?
I don't really be saying, but I did catch a couple say where they were just responding back to the Redskins with the Washington football team for heckling them so much.
Right.
They just mad about it, or that was a stupid play that they did at the end. That's the dumbest play they ever saw.
All kind of nonsense. The dumbest play, stupidest play. Shouldn't have had this one. Shouldn't have had that one. Right? You had Yahanna?
Sir, from what I've been seeing, they ridiculing Dak Prescott.
They ridicule Dak Prescott. He's a brother, right?
Counsel.
They ridicule Dak Prescott. What else? Well, what is the Chiefs fan saying?
We're going to the championship.
I'll take it. Anything else? Are they typing it online, Kazar?
Not on the topic.
No sweat.
But Brother Yahanna said the quarterback is called the field general.
The quarterback is called the field general. There's all out warfare going on there. It's all out warfare going on there. Go ahead.
Sorry, I wanted to say that one. When they always say they're behind enemy lines.
You're behind enemy lines, right? Anything else? Go ahead.
I know from my experience, the fans, they be like, kill him.
Right. It's really a position of all war. All right, it's all out war, fighting over colors and inches and yards. Effectively, that's what it's a series of small battles. It's war. It's a series of small battles, and if you could win more battles, you'll win the game. Right? Each down is a battle. You have what, 4 downs, right, to cover 10 yards. Each down battles you win, you're more closer to winning the war. That's all it is, right? And that's what it really is. And so biblically, where these young brothers wasn't fighting over inches or downs, they was fighting for kingdom. They all kingdom. You get the point? Go ahead. What you was gonna say?
2 things. I know over in Europe, they physically have a war with the football clubs before the games.
Well, it's the same thing like here, though. It's down there the same thing like here. It's just here they fighting.
Might. That is cunning in play, and a mighty valiant man.
Valiant man.
Valiant man.
Right. He was cunning in play. Right. Not quarterbacking, not running back, not receiver, but war. He was cunning in war. But once again, this war is for what? The kingdom.
Right.
Rulership. Right. You have Cowboys fans ready to commit suicide over inches and yards. And Chiefs fans feeling the self a whole ton now. Right? You have Chiefs fans saying, don't be a bandwagonist. What does that mean?
Don't jump on our wagon. Don't like our team now.
Why? Break that one down for me.
Because you wasn't there at first.
Okay, so wait, hold on. So help me understand that. Right? So people who their team has lost, that's what you're saying? the team lost, and now they don't have a dog in the fight. Now they're jumping on the Chiefs' back, right? Maybe haters of the Cowboys,
right?
Or they just need a team to back. And Kansas City Chiefs fans are saying, don't turn into a Chiefs fan now.
Right.
So the same thing with LeBron and the Lakers. When the Lakers go through, don't turn into a Lakers fan now. Don't be a Bucks fan now. Come on. Find a scripture for me, Kazak, with the if I'd went to any other nation. I believe it's in Ezekiel. Go ahead.
Like, I would think they would say that because of how they got spanked in the Super Bowl last year, and everybody went on them. Like, everybody thought that they were going to win. They got spanked, and then like they got ridiculed so viciously. Now this year they like, oh nah, don't try to jump on the bandwagon. Now we remember y'all.
So now, okay, hold on. So you mean these Chiefs fans or any diehard fan of any club is taking that's loyalty. They're taking the loyalty card, to heart. It's a serious thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's a serious thing. Okay, so don't switch teams now. Stay with your team. So okay, now so if I liked, Redskins or the Browns, and all of a sudden now Chiefs beat the Cowboys, Chiefs fans would not accept me being a Chief fan because I just came in. I'm not a certified Chief. I'm not from Kansas City. I don't bleed red or whatever, right? Similarly with Cowboys fans, right? Now these people are Christians, right? But anybody could be a Christian. But anybody can't be a Chiefs fan? I don't get it though. So now, okay, God loves everybody, right? And anybody could be a Christian once you give your heart and your soul and you confess, blah, blah, blah. So if I say Chiefs is the best team and I buy Chiefs apparel, I can't now support the Chiefs team? Why is it so hard for a Chiefs fan to accept me, who last week I was, yeah, Dak Prescott, go ahead, throw that ball, boy. And now I want to support the Chiefs. Why can't I support the Chiefs today? Why can't I do it? Explain it to me. Come on.
You looked at it as a traitor.
I looked at it as a traitor. Okay. Go ahead.
Like, you wouldn't, if you know somebody's a traitor, you wouldn't want them to be on your team. You know what I mean? Because they're known to be a traitor. Like, as soon as things get tough,
they'll roll out. They're going to jump ship. Okay. I get you. And is there any other explanation?
It's a brother online. He said, but I would have said, fair weather fan of the hot team, not a true fan who rocks with one team.
Fair weather fan of the hot team, not a true. Okay. So meaning, okay, break it down for me, brother. So you mean fair weather meaning good weather. So this person only supporting the team when things is good. And when things is bad, they're not supported, right? Go ahead.
Like that can really just mean a person who gets with whatever team is hot.
I got it. They get with whatever team is hot. Okay, I get it. Okay, anything else?
It's like it sounds like Drake.
What do you mean?
He's known to jump on everybody's team who's doing good, when from college all the way up.
Okay, I thought he was a Canada dude. Okay, so now, but okay, Christians, anybody could be Christian, but not anybody could be a Chiefs fan, right? And not anybody could be a Cowboys fan if you was a something fan before, but you could be Muslim today and join the Christian church tomorrow, and nobody would have a problem with it, right? So which means we hold a higher ideal to these teams of, pseudo war,
right,
than we do what we say really governs our life.
Right.
Yet still, if I say a Chinese man cannot get into the kingdom of heaven, something's wrong with me. But you free to say I can't be a Chiefs fan because you wasn't here with us shooting in the gym. You didn't support the Chiefs through all these years.
Right.
You didn't support the Cowboys through all these years.
Right.
You're not a real, 49ers fan, or you're not a real Detroit Lion. You don't know nothing about this. You wasn't here when the uniform was this color and that color. And how dare you come in here now? But yet still, when I say a Chinese man cannot get into the kingdom of heaven, an East Indian cannot get into the kingdom of heaven, a white man cannot be in the kingdom of heaven. He has no part with us. He is what? He a fair weather servant Christian. He a fair weather servant of Christ. You say that's wrong. That's racist. Is Chiefs fans racist because I can't be a Chiefs fan? I like football too. My season got to end because Prescott couldn't pass the ball. What? So I can't just go by a Chiefs fan and sit on the Chiefs stands and be like, I want a Chiefs hat and a Cowboy shirt, and I'm here for good football. It's football, right?
Right.
It's just a game, right?
Right.
Okay. If I'm to respect your football, then you need. I will allow you to have your your exclusive monogamous Chiefs fans bleeding red. Don't know bandwagon is on here. Well, understand that the kingdom of heaven, there's no bandwagoners either.
Right.
The African can't just jump in now. Because listen, all the while, ain't nobody care about the kingdom of heaven. You're eating pork, you're eating shrimp. Christ taking L's all the way. Tell some stinking African, say what? Try Jesus, don't try me with a green grill. Stupid as shit with this dumb African.
Right.
Stupid as hell with this dumb ass, big, ugly African.
Right.
You get the point? Christ been taking L's for hundreds of years. Now, when the nation of Israel started rising up, don't come over here, man. Now we rising up and we starting to win. Don't jump on this team now.
That's right.
This team is not for the Eastern. It's not for the heathens. It's not for you. Now the scriptures say, if the Lord went to you, you would have heard his words. If you can't find it, don't sweat it, all right? But that's I'm trying to remember how it's paraphrased. I've been looking for it since the start of class. Right? If he went to the heathens, they would have heard his words. But the children of Israel, we don't want to hear the Lord's words. But we would hear first and fourth. We would hear 3rd and 10. We would hear overtime and Chiefs. And let's go with them Cowboys. And who gonna beat them Saints? And let's go Skins. We would hear that. But now to hear that the kingdom of heaven is just for you and you only. And this is a team that's guaranteed to win. It's going to win despite whatever you heard before or whatever is going to, or whatever you think is going to happen. That Christian church is going to lose. It's losing right now.
Right.
Christians spitting in their hand and rubbing it all over a nigga face, and he just there taking that shit. Nigga go, he didn't even put water in his hand and say, you know what? I ain't gonna spit, I'm gonna just pour some water. Pretend this is spit, y'all.
Right.
And listen, they're so disgusting. You know what he was trying to say? He was go ahead.
When Christ healed the man that was blind.
When Christ healed the man that was blind with the mud and the spit.
Right.
He was trying to do that. Your shit look gay, nigga. You make us hold L's. We take L's all season long.
Right.
Now that we're winning, I don't need the Christian. I want to say the Christian, I'm talking about the spirit of it.
Right.
Israelites is supposed to come into the truth and serve the Lord.
That's right.
But this team is a very selective team. You're gonna have to be down with us from day one. You're gonna have to be here. And from day one, with Jacob, with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, it did not include the so-called Edomite.
Right.
Which is the so-called white man.
Right.
It did not include the Elamite, which is the so-called East Indian.
Right.
It did not include the Hamite, which is the so-called African.
Right.
It didn't include, the Cushite, which is the Ethiopian and the Somalian.
Right.
It didn't include the Ammonite and the Moabite, which is the Japanese and the Chinese, respectfully.
Right.
This team only included the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right.
Don't try to come on our team now.
That's right.
If you want your Chiefs team, have it. No problem. My season is over. Right? Cowboys lose, no problem. I got to hold this L out of suffer all the Cowboy memes. The 1 star is a rating, is out of 5. All the Cowboy memes. And you could have your Chief fans.
Yep.
But the lesson to learn here is there's a very exclusive team that nobody else could join.
That's right.
And that we are going to win.
Right.
Yes, give me Matthew 1:21 real quick. And give me Revelation. Let me tell you what I want. Matthew 1 and 21, quickly.
Matthew chapter 1, verse 21. And she shall bring
Revelation
forth.
21 and 12. Go ahead.
And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushua, for he shall save.
Say what it is.
And thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins.
For he shall save his people, not the other team. Nobody else. Nobody else. You Christians say everybody could be Christian, but yet still not everybody could be a Chiefs fan. So, you know, God gonna just take everybody then. He a $2 holder, and anybody comes in, he gonna take. But the Chiefs team is holy and separate, and the Cowboys team is holy and separate. Listen, black man, you have a team that's holy and separate. Right. Give me Revelation 21 and 12.
Come on. This is the book of Revelations 21 verses 12. And had a wall great and high.
Right, this is the kingdom of heaven. This is a description of the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead.
And had 12 gates.
Right, it had a wall great and high. It tells you how high and how much miles long the wall is. Go ahead. It had 12 gates. Go ahead.
And at the gates 12 angels. And names written thereon.
Right, they had 12 angels at each gate, and each gate had names written thereon. Go ahead.
Which are the names of the 12 tribes.
Of who?
Of the 12 tribes.
Of who?
Of the 12 tribes.
Go ahead.
Of the children of Israel.
No problem, man. Listen, I get you. You a Chiefs fan. You know what I mean? I can't be a Chiefs fan because, you know, I supported the Seahawks. You know what I mean? And listen, I was supporting that team with what's his brother name? Something Brown?
Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown walked off. I was supporting them, and I can't be on your team because your team has a name, and it's the Kansas City Chiefs, and we chiefing, and that's the team with the cheetah fella, right? The dark-skinned fellow who could run fast. Kansas City. I forget his name. What's his name again? Tyreek Hill, right? You know, you've been rocking with Tyreek Hill since he come out of college. You know everything about him. I don't know if he went to college or not, but I know he's one of the fastest niggas in the damn league. You know everything, and I can't be a Chiefs fan because I'm a bandwagonist, right? Well, the Africans can't be in the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, fair is fair.
Right.
You have your team, I want my nation.
Right.
The men in my nation who play fight to the death, you fight till the whistle. Which one is more serious?
Right.
Have your team.
Right.
I want my nation. Come on, Shepard, last one.
Sloppy, sir. While he was reading that, all I could hear in my head was the 20, the 15, the 5 when he 12 tribes.
Listen, let them have the Kansas team, man.
Right.
Let them have the Kansas team, and each one of you Christians, all you show this to your uncle and your auntie tomorrow, the one who shuts up the TV. I see some video. They can throw the TV on the ground and empty the clip on the goddamn TV with a cowboy shit. That's like poor brother. Yeah. Right, poor brother. Show this to them and show them how they're hypocrites. But they let anybody in God's house, but their team has to remain holy.
Right. Yep.
Their team has to remain separate and pristine. Yep. But anybody could walk in God's house because God's house is a whole house.
That's right.
But the 12 tribes, the kingdom of heaven is for the 12 tribes with 12 gates, 12 angels with the names of each of the 12 tribes.
Right.
Ham ain't one, Ammon ain't none, Edom ain't none.
Right.
Don't be a bandwagonist. Don't come and join this team. We winning right now.
Right.
We on the up and up. You see Commander Yahanna doing amazing shit, give food across the border, food overseas, give him a hand, buying. Listen, schools all over the place. Move out of one building into the other one. Vehicles, you know, forget about the babies being born in here. We got more COVID babies on a little bit that they got vaccines on. You get the point. We winning right now. Don't be a bandwagonist.
Right.
China man. I don't care how well you might speak the Hebrew. You'll never be one of us. You wasn't with us from the beginning.
That's right.
This is an exclusive team. If the Chiefs could have their fans, I want mine.
Right.
With that, pass the class over to priest and officer Shepard.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We at the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shut themselves to the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment. This you can find in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. And the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, and it's pronounced I.S.U.P.K. 10% of any 10% of every penny increase, 10% of every penny of increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation, Parental, 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. Monday the 14th February, Monday the 14th of February and Tuesday the 15th of February, 2022. You find this in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verse 20 through 31. Remind Akim Akwatian to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband and scarf. And with that, I say imagine, which means to stand. We'll give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, imagine Shabbat, imagine Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Brakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Brakatah.
God give Matah, Saul, which means to turn. We give a courtesy salute to the sister. Men of Israel, imagine Shabbat, imagine Barak.
Yahweh Shabbat Al Hashem Yahushua.
God give Matah. Class dismissed.